Have you ever noticed how sneaky anxiety can be? Like that neighbor who arrives unannounced, always at the wrong time? Suddenly, your heart beats faster, your chest feels tight, and even your breakfast loses its taste. Today, I'm going to show you why this happens, and more importantly, how small changes can change this story. In this video, you'll discover a little talked about secret. The way we breathe can be the key to taming anxiety, gaining lightness in the body, and starting the day with plenty of energy. It's not magic or a promise of eternal youth, but rather something simple, practical, and possible for anyone over 60. If you want to wake up without that tension in your shoulders, or want to sleep without the weight of worries, stay with me until the end. Why talk about anxiety after 60? Because it's not just something young people in a hurry have. The truth is that old age brings many changes. Grown-up children, a different routine, a body that requires more care. And in this new scenario, anxiety can hide in everyday details, such as difficulty relaxing, sleepless nights, or that unexplained tiredness early in the morning. Let's get straight to the point. You know that tightness in your chest that appears when you least expect it? It may be linked to a habit so automatic that no one notices it. More than 70% of elderly people report anxiety related to shallow breathing. That's right, breathing quickly, only from the top of the chest, feeds the cycle of worry and even increases body pain. Now, take a deep breath with me. Did you feel the difference? Pausing to breathe is something that people who have learned from life do. Remember when everything was slower, like waiting for fresh bread at the bakery or listening to music on the battery-powered radio without rushing to change the station. Our body, like a well-tended garden, needs this time to bloom. There's no point in rushing and expecting roses the next day. That's where the secret lies. Taking care of your breathing is like watering a plant every day, even if it's just with a glass of water. At first, it may seem like little, almost insignificant. But in time, the whole garden will thank you, and you'll wake up feeling lighter, even ready to try a few dance steps in the living room. Now that you understand why anxiety deserves special attention and how a simple detail can turn the game around, let's delve deeper into the solutions together. Are you ready to take the next step? But is anxiety really destined to be just another companion of old age? Take Carlos, for example. He has always been known for his good humor and his calm way of talking. Lately, however, even the aroma of fresh coffee seemed to do little to cheer him up in the morning. Carlos noticed that his hands were often shaking when holding the cup, and his breathing was shallow, almost as if there was not enough air in the world. Simple tasks, like reading the newspaper or watering the plants, took on an unexpected weight, as if the day was always starting one step backwards. His chest felt tight, his sleep was too light, his dreams were interrupted, and that feeling that no matter how hard he tried to relax, his body wouldn't obey. At these times, anxiety doesn't just show up in racing thoughts. It settles in the muscles, in small daily actions, even in the taste of food. Have you ever noticed how everything seems to lose a bit of its shine when discomfort becomes routine? Carlos felt that his willingness to talk to his grandchildren was disappearing. His smile, which used to be easy, now required effort. What seemed like just a thing of age was actually the silent result of constant, shallow breathing. This shallow breathing, also called thoracic breathing, limits the intake of air into the lungs. In other words, the body receives less oxygen than it needs. Pause. This affects the brain, heart, muscles, and even mood. It's not just a matter of feeling tired. It's almost as if the entire organism is operating in economy mode. Recent studies show that in groups of elderly people, almost 80% report frequent episodes of shortness of breath in stressful situations. Amazing, isn't it? Almost no one talks about this. Now, stop for a moment. Can you remember a recent moment when you took a deep breath without rushing, just to feel the air coming in? Or, like Carlos, have you gradually let this care go by the wayside without even realizing it? Many believe that in order to combat anxiety, you need to change everything at once or start difficult activities. But does it really have to be that way? It's funny how, in the past, a long sigh was enough to dispel worries. And today, are we left to sigh with longing for the calmer times? Get ready. In the next section, we'll discover how small changes can surprise even the most skeptical. Have you ever heard that saying, if you're breathing, everything's fine? It seems simple, but this is the second common belief that deserves a pause for reflection. Breathing is automatic, of course, but the quality of your breathing makes all the difference. Just because air goes in and out doesn't mean everything is working perfectly. In fact, many elderly people breathe so shallowly that they barely notice it. This may seem like enough, but imagine a garden that only gets a few drops of water every now and then. It may survive, but it's far from flourishing. Research shows that shallow breathing reduces the body's oxygenation by up to 30%. The result? Less energy, more tiredness, and, of course, more anxiety. Antonio, for example, only realized that his chest was tight when he stopped to pay attention. Have you ever caught yourself breathing shallowly when you're nervous? Many people are surprised to discover that, contrary to what people think, anxiety is not just worry. It can appear as impatience, forgetfulness, or even physical pain. Here comes a technical term, hyperventilation. This means breathing quickly and shallowly, without the body actually receiving the oxygen it needs. It's like trying to fill a leaky bucket. Water goes in, but it never fills completely. The benefit of noticing this? A simple change in your breathing can alleviate symptoms that you might not even associate with anxiety. Teresa, for example, thought her forgetfulness was just a thing of age, but when she adjusted her breathing, she noticed her mind became clearer. Contrary to popular belief, you don't need to become a yoga master to improve your breathing and combat anxiety. Small adjustments can bring big benefits. Another technical term that helps here is diaphragmatic breathing. It means using the diaphragm, a muscle just below the lungs, to breathe more deeply. Think of it as watering the roots of a garden, not just the leaves. When your body receives this care, your mood improves, your sleep appreciates it, and your day becomes lighter. Now, I want to invite you to share. Have you ever noticed how you breathe when you're anxious? Have you ever tried a breathing technique? Leave your story in the comments, because each experience can inspire others to take better care of their own garden. Take advantage and subscribe to the channel and leave your like so we can spread more seeds of well-being around. Let's breathe together for a moment. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. Sometimes a conscious sigh can change the mood of the day. And speaking of changes, in the next block, we will discover simple practices to cultivate a healthier and more flourishing indoor garden. After all, even the most stubborn plants can flourish with the right care. Have you ever noticed how a simple adjustment to your routine can transform your day? For example, during breakfast, how about trying conscious breathing? Just sit comfortably, rest your hands on your belly, and breathe in slowly through your nose, feeling your abdomen expand. Then, exhale through your mouth as if you were blowing out a candle very gently. Do this 5 times before taking your first bite. It's incredible how this little ritual prepares your body and mind for a more peaceful day. Many people have discovered that this practice, in addition to calming anxiety, improves digestion and even sharpens your taste buds, since your body receives more oxygen early in the morning. And if you want to go one step further, try playing some soft music in the background. This helps to set the rhythm of your breathing and creates a welcoming environment. Contrary to what you might think, adapting your breathing can be easier than changing your diet or starting a new physical exercise. The tip here is to associate diaphragmatic breathing, which is nothing more than breathing using your belly instead of your chest, with moments of the day when you already take a break. For example, while waiting for your coffee to brew or during a break in a soap opera. This way, the new habit fits naturally into your routine without that feeling of extra work. The direct benefit? Less muscle tension, less fatigue, and a pleasant feeling of lightness, as if your body were renewing itself from within. Have you ever tried setting a discreet alarm on your cell phone with a friendly reminder, like time to take a deep breath? Believe me, this detail makes a difference. And for those who like recipes, here's a practical mini recipe to try. In a glass of filtered water, squeeze half a lemon, add a pinch of grated ginger and a teaspoon of honey. Drink it slowly, preferably sitting in a quiet place, and take 3 deep breaths between sips. It's a refreshing break for your body and mind. Now, imagine Paulo, who always felt rushed when he woke up. He decided to try conscious breathing while drinking coffee. On the 3rd day, he noticed his heart was racing less, and even the smell of bread seemed more pleasant. Small changes can lead to big sprouts of well-being, like a garden that begins to bloom with new care. If you've tried something similar or are curious, share your experience in the comments. After all, adapting habits can even lead to good laughs, especially when we forget that we're breathing differently and let out a sigh in the middle of a soap opera. In addition to the strategies already presented, there is another simple and powerful resource. Write down 3 small intentions for the day upon waking, taking a deep breath between each one. This ritual, which can be done in a notebook or even behind the kitchen calendar, helps connect the mind and body, creating space for calmer choices. Another practical solution is the so-called square breathing. Inhale for a count of 4, hold the air for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and hold your breath for 4 seconds, repeating the cycle for a few minutes. This technique, which is easy to memorize, can be done while sitting in your favorite armchair or even waiting for the coffee to brew. In this way, conscious breathing fits naturally into existing moments without requiring drastic changes to your routine. For those who have difficulty maintaining the rhythm, it is worth resorting to visual reminders. A colorful note on the refrigerator, a bookmark in the newspaper, or even a small symbolic object, such as a smooth stone in your pocket, can serve as a signal to pause and breathe. Obstacles are normal. The mind can get distracted. The body can resist the new habit. In these moments, the secret is to be kind to yourself, accepting that each attempt is a step forward. Here's a practical mini recipe. Prepare a gentle chamomile infusion. While the water heats up, sit comfortably, close your eyes, and do 3 cycles of the square breathing. When you smell the aroma of the infusion, inhale slowly, appreciating the warmth and scent. In addition to calming the nervous system, this ritual combines pleasure and self-care, making the habit more enjoyable. When Paulo implemented these small changes, he noticed surprising transformations. Instead of restless nights, he began to sleep deeply, waking up feeling energized. One Sunday, during a family lunch, he felt light, laughed out loud like he hadn't in years, and noticed the flavor of the food with greater intensity. His grandson commented, "Grandpa, you look different." This sensory detail, the spontaneous laughter, the renewed sense of taste, marked a tangible change in his quality of life. Remembering the times when his grandparents taught him to stop and breathe before making big decisions, we realize how this ancient wisdom never loses its value. Who has never heard, "Count to 10 before answering"? Today, science only confirms what tradition already knew. Remember, conscious breathing reduces anxiety, improves mood and sleep, and can be easily incorporated into your daily routine. How about trying it out? Subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video. This week's challenge is: choose a fixed time of your day to practice square breathing for 5 minutes for 7 days. In the next videos, we will bring you more tips to help you flourish at this stage of your life. Now, take a deep breath, smile, and remember, like a garden, every daily care makes your best bloom.